All right, welcome back. We are about to finish Born from a Wish, hopefully. It's been like, I don't know, a few weeks. Wait, how long has it been?
It's been less than a week.
A week? It's been
less than a week.
Keith, that seems impossible. We're gonna finish up here, but I've been spending a lot of time thinking about this game, Keith.
Mm-hmm. It's all I can think about.
And I've been so where were we headed here?
We're trying to figure out.
Can we go through that storeroom? Wait.
Oh, it's one of the times where we don't know what we're supposed to be doing, so we're just going to check all the doors we can until it tells us what we're supposed to be doing.
I'm gonna check the dining room. Listen, remember in the last video where you were just like, I don't want anyone to think that I don't get it?
Yeah.
Well, here, I don't want anyone to think that I don't take this shit seriously.
Do people think that?
Yeah, well, I just want to get across. First of all, I take game criticism super seriously.
That's true.
And also,
we both do.
Yeah, and
you probably more than I do.
Like, I want to reiterate that just because we make jokes while we play the game doesn't mean that like we think of the game as a joke,
right?
Or that we don't care.
Mm-hmm. We're not making fun of video games.
We're not.
We like them a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I want to reiterate, I was super excited to play this game.
Yep. By the way,
I didn't want to do a Silent Hill 2 Let's Play because people were like, play the next game. Like, I did it because I wanted to play the next game.
Yeah.
But, what were we saying?
Oh, I want at some point to count how many times in all of our videos that we've started off a video with having to clarify a thing that a bunch of people think that we're doing that we're not doing.
I mean,
now, I want to count on how many times of our videos start with "Now listen."
Oh wait. Oh, the Book of Lost Memories is here. This is a New Game Plus item.
Oh.
That it's one of the items that you have to collect to get the like summon the ancient gods of Silent Hill ending.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually been playing some of the New Game Plus. I'll talk about that in a second. I have the Yeah, so yeah, talking about Resurrection of the Dead and stuff. Hill. What? Salvation of... I want you to say this word.
Zachilpaba.
Zukilpaba.
Is that the real way?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I was actually surprised that there still is blood red, mist white, night black. I mean, those are true.
Mm-hmm.
So that information is probably not important. I was actually surprised that there are things in the story about like, you know, whatever, like the cult or worshippers of whatever. Like I thought the
little girl named Amy.
No.
Why do you ask me that?
This letter to my dearest daddy. It's from a girl named Amy Baldwin. Your daddy?
Yes. Where'd you find that?
Up in the attic.
Oh. What a fool. Now, when it's too late, I finally understand why.
Mm-hmm.
Why she was there. Why she was holding that empty envelope when she fell.
Ernest. Amy. She isn't... I'm sorry. I'm sorry I reminded you.
No need to apologize. You didn't remind me. I've never forgotten.
Damn.
Maria,
Tag you.
some things we forget, and some things we can never forget.
Poignant.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I'm not sure which one is sadder. It's been 10 years, but I still...
Ernest, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
No, it's fine. Maria, that letter.
I'll leave it here.
Thanks. Maria? So, you must be... That's why you could see me.
Huh?
So, perhaps that means that I can hope for a miracle as well.
What do you mean?
Great question.
Mm-hmm. Great unanswered question.
Let's what? Oh, this is still a
In the
cutscene.
apartment next door, there's a bottle containing a white liquid.
Oh, the chrism.
Hmm?
I don't know
The
exactly
chrism.
where it is, but I know it's in there somewhere. You must have it.
You...
I guess
Want me
this
to
this
get
side
it for
story is
you?
involving the items
Please.
that are involved in
don't you
the
just get it
resurrection
yourself?
ending in New Game Plus.
If I could believe me, I would. But
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably trying to bring Amy back?
White?
Oh yeah,
Or himself?
Amy
I'll
probably,
open the stairway door.
or oh,
Ernest, do you really believe it will work?
Because I bet that Ernest isn't a real guy.
I don't know.
why?
Because he was like, that's why you could see me.
Hmm.
And also because, like, Maria's not a real
That's
person.
okay.
She's
Yeah.
just like a part of James. She's a part of
I
James'
don't mind
brain.
fighting for an impossible cause.
But
So that's probably
anyway,
since she's not
it's
real
just
and he's
getting
not
up and
real,
doing nothing.
that's why she can see him or hear him.
Maria,
I guess,
thank you.
how real are any of us in Silent Hill? Am I right?
Dude, I guess. Whatever.
Okay. All right. Well,
You think miracles really can
Oh.
happen?
This is Silent Hill.
yeah.
Yeah,
Duh.
maybe that's
Idiot.
the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Maria, you think too much. I'm from here. This is my town.
Damn. This is my, town.
I own this town.
We run these streets. Me and Pyramid Head is like this. What is she just looking at the... I guess so. All right. God damn
You
it.
think miracles?
Wrong door.
Wrong door. So what have I done? I've read I watched the...
Go to the playroom.
Let's go to the bathroom.
No playroom.
I bet some pretty awesome shit happened in the bathroom.
Shoot him.
Oh yeah, shooting. That's a thing.
An effective thing.
Just
Although she is tearing that guy up, so I don't know.
yeah. There's. I should have known.
Yeah.
I watched the making of documentary that came with the. I think it was the UK special edition of this game.
Yeah.
And that's a thing that Courtney had mentioned, and I mean it was, it was fine.
Was it revealing? There's some. Okay.
No, it was just, it talked some about like the monster design. It kind of mentioned some of the stuff that that I had already mentioned, like how like they started the game by designing the bathroom at the beginning, and that was like the art design bible for the rest of the game, and how like the lying figure enemies were based on like the art director like saw his friend in a hoodie from like a long way away, and stuff like that. But yeah, it was like I told Courtney I watched it, and she was like, and like, did you get it? Like the stuff with Maria? And I was like, yeah, like
Yeah, we already got that.
I already like. It was like she couldn't accept that I understood the story. Oh, she was loved too much by God. 7 years was not enough time. It's like she couldn't accept that I understood the story, but was still not like thrilled by it.
Yeah.
It's like, like I hate these bugs.
Me too.
So there actually was a point when I was watching the documentary where they kept showing two cutscenes over and over again. They kept showing the scene between Maria and James in the prison, and the scene between Maria and James in the hospital.
Yep.
When she's like, I've never been so scared my whole life, and that, that part.
Yeah.
And I don't have a map. And I kind of started to feel like, because those two cutscenes are like really good. They're like easily, I think, the best part of the story. And I kind of started to like wonder, like, was I like way too hard? Like, have I honestly not been appreciating this? Is this story like amazing? But then I realized it was like, no, that was like, that was 90 seconds in like a 10-hour game.
Yeah.
Like that was, like those.
And both pretty close to the end.
Yeah, the hospital one was about halfway through, but like two awesome. Like I honestly think the prison scene between Maria and James is like I thought it was pretty.
Where she's behind the bars?
Yeah, like I thought it was pretty good the first time I saw it, but now like since it's in that that cutscene that plays when you're idle at the title screen, and they even in the documentary they have this part where they just like go through it like moment by moment and be like, here's what's happening now, which was like which was kind of the only part of the documentary where they were like sort of talking about maybe like
what stuff meant.
That basically. What is it? Keep
out of Haunted Mansion.
Keep out of Haunted Mansion. Yeah, that's really, that guy is helpful. Like there should be more people like that in survival horror games. Just being like, hey guy, like, so like
this mansion's haunted.
This place is fucked, man. Like, don't go in here.
Don't go in here.
Come on.
There's a ghost who cries about his daughter all the time. Just all the time.
Like all the time. Oh man.
And he's always talking about white fluid. It's gross.
But I don't get. Here's why I don't think you're right about that guy being fake, being a ghost or something. Is because if he's dead, why does he need to bring his daughter back to life?
Because maybe he doesn't know he's a ghost.
Like, can ghosts not hang out? You think it's gonna end with him realizing he's a ghost and being like, I can just go hang out with my daughter right now?
Maybe.
This is the apartment buildings, pretty sure. Yeah. So, anyways, I've come to believe
you had a moment where you were like, maybe this is better than I thought it was, and then in thinking about it, you're like, no, it was exactly as good as I thought it was.
Yeah. I just wanted to say, like, the more I watch that cutscene from the jail, the more check it out. This is the coin puzzle. Something's written on the desk, but it's too dark to read. I don't have a flashlight, so can't do that gem again.
Nope.
Yeah, so I think that cutscene's really awesome. It might be like, if you wanted to argue for that being one of the best game cutscenes ever, I might not.
Could you imagine how good this game would be if there were like
a bunch of those?
If there were like three, just not a bunch, but like 2 or 3 more of that quality cutscene in this game, it would be a way better game.
Yeah, it really would be. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's just like one amazing cutscene can't make up for like, a game that is like
mostly boring.
The story is just.
So here's the thing about
the game, really, the problem is it's like I hear a lot of people talk about like how gripping everything in the game is and the atmosphere and everything, but I honestly feel like this game is pretty flatline. Like, especially because, like, notice right here, see these enemies? Like, I could not even care less that there is a lying figure right there because he's absolutely no threat to me. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, this is the main problem of the game, is that, like, I wrote about this, or I wrote this really long, like, forum post that I was going to post in the
and
Something Awful
didn't
thread.
post it?
And then I didn't post it because I was just like, I was just like, this is too long and ranty and crazy, but it was mainly like when we started the game and we were in these apartment buildings, so these are all, I got the chrism, so I should just go back.
Yep.
Forgot about that. Yeah, that's the second thing. Oh, white liquid. Sorry, just white liquid. I don't know what it's called. How do I get out? Is it... Which way was the door? Do you remember?
No, I wouldn't be surprised if the one door
probably...
that you keep missing is the one to go through.
What's the one that I keep missing? This one?
The next one on that side. No, go back. Go the wrong way.
Oh. Okay.
So it's the next one on the left.
It's like these...
No. Yeah, even they were surrounding you.
Wow.
Or maybe in that hallway. Or
There we go.
Yeah.
Like, or is... Oh, because I came in a different door, didn't I? Didn't I come in... No. All right. Still... All right.
It's probably in that hallway. The little hallway. Right there.
Is it this one? These are the stairs, though.
Okay.
Or did we come in through the stairs? Or I came in through there, maybe?
No, I think up the stairs.
Up the stairs is more to the apartments, but I don't know. Maybe I can go there. Let's check it out.
Maybe there's more stuff in the apartments. Maybe he's going to tell you to go back to the apartment.
I saw the map. Yeah, so I'm just going through the apartments now, I guess. Which is handy because I was just here again. I was playing through the New Game Plus on hard mode.
Yeah.
Just to... Because I think the game... I think the story doesn't feed you enough information to keep you hooked. And I think the gameplay is it's just so easy.
Yeah.
Like, there's just no challenge whatsoever. So it's like, if you want to talk about atmosphere, I mean, part of, like, horror atmosphere is that, like,
the feeling of being threatened.
You need to feel threatened. If I am not at all afraid of this mannequin because it's just dumb and, like, it just shambles around and it can, like, even if I got hit by that mannequin, it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's not gonna chase me down or anything.
Nope.
So it's like, it's a shame because, like, the art direction in most of the game for all the environments is, like, phenomenal. Like, this stuff looks awesome, but it's like, I can't feel drawn into the world at all because I don't
fear it.
I don't fear it. Like, so, like, when I was writing about this in the post, like, when we started the game, we were in the apartment buildings, it was, like, terrifying. It was, like, dark and cramped, and there were all these, like, horrifying monsters making all these awful sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And there was even a part, like, I didn't mention this while we were playing, but there was honestly a moment where I was wondering if I hadn't made a mistake in deciding to do a Let's Play of this game because, like, I didn't want to spend an entire game being that scared while everyone was, like, watching me.
Right.
Like, I felt vulnerable.
Yeah.
And that lasted, like, 20 minutes until I realized, first of all, there's no location in the game that's even remotely as terrifying as the apartment buildings. And then after that, it was like, oh, like, not only are these the only two enemies in the game, but they can't hurt me at all. It's like,
yep.
Whatever, mannequin. All right, nothing.
And then we had another moment like that when I can't. So somebody on the thread said that those door guys, instead of being called doormen, are actually called abstract daddies.
Yeah.
I think that is a way dumber name than doormen. So when we saw that doorman for the second time run at us in the hallway, and we were like, oh, these guys are just regular enemies now. But, like, until we realized that, oh, they only take like 2 hits.
Yeah.
They're not the full boss.
Right.
That was another one of those moments. But then like
Right.
we shot it 2 times and it died. It's like, oh, it's less dangerous than these other things even.
Pretty much. Like, and yeah, so I was playing it on hard to see if like does making the game harder, does it make it scarier? But just and so like on hard, not only it's like standard stuff. It's like you take more damage, enemies take less. Like it's like in hard mode, if there's 2 enemies, there's no point in even trying to kill one with the board because it'll take so long that the other one will just start like wailing on you.
Yep.
So there's just more avoiding enemies, and there's like they attack more often, and there's a lot more bugs. But it's just like it just the enemies are just not well designed. So when you make them stronger and more threatening, it just kind of served to make the game more annoying than anything. I don't understand why people always point out the fact that you can avoid all the combat in the game as like a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, it's so great. Like, you just run away from everything. Like, it just sounds like a bunch of people that don't want to play a game.
I saw you had your moment in watching the documentary where you thought maybe the game was better than you gave it credit for.
Yeah.
And I had the same moment when I was reading the thread and watching all the people talk about all the different stuff that they were interpreting. It's like, yeah, well then that doesn't. And I was like, maybe this game has more depth than I thought, but it was really just like a bunch of interpretations of the same parts of the game that again only happened in a very small amount of the game, like the very end.
Yeah,
there's like a bunch of interpretation of all the stuff that happens in the second half of the hospital. Right, and the hospital is the last third of the game. So like the last sixth of the game has like all this stuff that's crammed into it, where people have spent years and years arguing over like how to interpret stuff. But that like the first 5/6 of the game has basically none of that. Like I didn't see a single person talking about anything that happened before the hospital, and most of them before like the second half of the hospital.
All right, so am I just am I supposed to be just?
You just gotta go right back to the study.
Oh yeah, I got the chrism.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Like Courtney was saying, and granted, Courtney's kind of a special case because she does this with every game, where she just likes watching other people play games on YouTube or whatever, and doesn't actually enjoy playing games. But she was like, I think you should watch one of those things, where they like edit the cutscenes of the game together to make a movie.
Yeah.
Or whatever, like, because it's like the game's better when you just get the cutscenes. You don't have to worry about the whole game part. It's like, yeah, but that's the
game.
It is
part.
A game though.
Yeah.
Like I can't watch it because it would skew my impression of the game because it's not what it is.
Right.
And also the cutscenes not that fucking good, guys.
That's the only item
2 of them are.
I couldn't get myself.
Yeah.
By the time I found out about it, I could no longer leave this house. So long.
He can't leave the house.
Yes, but Will...
Yeah, so, yeah, I guess you're right. He can't leave the house because he's
The
haunting the
gods
house.
are here. You know it too. You were born in this town.
I'm not sure God is the right word.
Do you believe in fate?
Capital F in
Not
fate.
really.
That's fine then.
Ernest, can I open this?
This is a dead end. There's nothing beyond here.
I know. So, what if I had said I believed in fate?
That James. He's a bad man.
James.
okay?
Yes. I know.
He's looking for the you that isn't you.
Because he's kind? Do you know something?
Yes. Maria, you're...
Anyway, that's just what you think. You don't really know anything. That's fine.
Okay.
The room is empty.
Oh shit!
Or is he just over there?
He's behind the door.
No, the door's empty.
The door's empty.
The room is empty.
There's a chandelier. Was that not a 3D model of that chandelier?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, it looked like it was like a sprite.
Nah. Man, these cutscenes
I know.
are like
Oh my
going
God.
on, man. Like it's so weird. Like I mean, I'm all for taking your time, but like it's weirding me out.
I know. It's like,
Specifically about like how much different it is from the main game, but nice.
it was a nice Hitchcock shot.
I wonder if that was hard to pull off, like technically.
I don't know. I know that it like with a camera, you like
It's like you zoom out.
you zoom out and while you're moving forward,
or the opposite.
Yeah. That's some bad hat, Harry.
Some bad hat.
Yeah, it's from Jaws.
I
That
know.
shot happens in Jaws right after he tells Harry that he's got some bad hat.
He just freaked out by the guy thinking he had a bad hat.
No, somebody starts yelling in the ocean, and he like looks in the water, and then it does the.
So now we're just out. Like maybe like that part of the game is just over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
No.
Man, I needed that.
Yeah, you totally needed that.
Actually, I really didn't. Actually, but
It would have been nice.
would have been nice.
James.
Oh, is that the end? Is that the whole thing?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh wow. I thought we had like a lot more to go. Huh.
Mary? No, you're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
I wanted to talk about this scene.
Yeah.
My
was-
name is Maria.
I was actually just gonna bring it up.
Talk about it.
Oh yeah, that's the end. So, okay, so I was, like I said, I was started over replaying the game on hard mode. I was actually planning on like just finishing it, because like once you know how to solve the puzzles and you just run past all the enemies, you can blow through the game like no problem.
Yep.
I actually got into remember like when we saved at the motel and then the disc wouldn't load? I ran into the same issue. What happened was I reset the game, and when I loaded it back in, I accidentally just hit continue thinking it would load my most recent save on the memory card, and instead it loaded my most recent save on the hard drive, which was at the motel. So I accidentally saved over my new game plus hard mode save with our old regular playthrough at the motel thing, and that messed up my whole thing. But again, like a lot of the Maria stuff at the end of the game starts to get really interesting, and so I remember like we were just like hating
a lot
Maria.
of stuff starts to get really interesting at the end of the game.
I know, but we were always talking about how we didn't like Maria and like giving her a hard time, and I was just like, again, like wondering, like, were we just not realizing that we were just being a bunch of jackasses, and that like were we not giving the game enough of a chance or something? But like like played up through the part where like Maria shows up again, it was like, no, like that. First of all, that cutscene's like really awful. The writing is terrible, and then like like right off, it was like, no, I hate, like watching that cutscene, I was like, I hate this character again. Like that character just starts off so unlikable.
Yep.
And there was just like that weird, it was just like all of the ideas and the themes behind the game are really strong.
Yeah.
But like this is what we're talking about,
which is why people are able to talk and argue and theorize about it.
Yeah, but like this is what we're saying when we're like, the game is like really poorly executed, the story rather. Remember there's a line where James says he's looking for his wife, and so she goes, Maria, who he's just met, goes like, so you loved your wife, huh? Or maybe you hated her. And you're like, that's ridiculous. And then she's like, so it's okay? I can come with you? Like, yeah, let's go. It was just like, all right, the whole like loving hating thing, it's an interesting dynamic to play up.
But that is the worst way to introduce it.
You love your girl, you love your wife, or maybe you hated her. Like, oh, dun 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 dun. Like maybe you hated her. Like that's the worst way to introduce that idea. Like you just say it out of nowhere, and it just makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of the game's story is very ungraceful.
Mm-hmm. But man, the parts that are graceful, people can't shut up about them.
That 120 seconds that are super graceful are pretty great.
People are grateful for those graceful moments.
Yep. Man, actually,
is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I did actually have some more stuff to
just talk about it, whatever. Do it.
Let me see. Wait, riddle level, but there wasn't oh, okay, so it greens out the
stuff that doesn't mean anything.
Defeated enemy by shoot. Yeah, like, man, super weird that, like, let me see here. Wow, man, this is so long. Look at this forum post.
Man, that's long.
I just felt like I needed to say all of it, though.
Do you still feel that way?
I mean, I could try reading it. I could read it, and then if you don't think it's worth keeping in, I could take it out.
I guess.
It was just there was Rent Cavalier in the thread, and there's nothing against him, but he was talking about how like the gameplay is like so much better than the original, like the combat and stuff, like mechanically it's so much better.
Yeah, I saw that and disagreed without saying anything.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see here. Is this worth reading? Hold on.
Probably not. I mean, it's probably worth summarizing. Like if you look through it and see a point that you want to highlight.
Yeah, let me see what I haven't said here. Yeah, I talked about how like when we started off in the apartments, I was like terrified, and then it was like, then I suddenly realized like, oh, the game is completely non-threatening, and also no environments after that were even close to as scary as the apartments. Because even in the new game plus, going back to the apartments, like it was immediately apparent, like, oh, these apartments are like way scarier than anything else here.
Yep.
Like it's so dark and cramped, and especially when you don't have the flashlight, so you can only look at the map under the lights and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's like the exact opposite of the hospital, where it's like you've got all the stuff that you need, and everything's super wide, like all the hallways are wide, and most of the doors are locked, so it's just hallways, and there's not many enemies at all.
Yeah, it was weird. Like the zombie nurses, or the whatever, monster nurse, whatever you want to call them, like those are like such a well-known creature from Silent Hill. Like they're almost like iconic.
Yeah.
Like it's probably like, in terms of like things people know from Silent Hill, I kind of feel like it's like zombie nurses and then Pyramid Head. Like,
Oh, really?
at least that was my feeling of it. Maybe
For me, it was. I knew about the zombie nurses, but Pyramid Head definitely was a big thing. That might just be because of Sphinx Face.
Oh, Sphinx Face! I forgot all about that. But like, did we? I honestly, I haven't looked back at the videos. Like, did we even blink at the zombie nurses? Like,
No.
I don't remember them being particularly.
No, we blinked at them in the first game.
You know, so like, here's the thing where I talk about the combat in Silent Hill 1. I was like, take for example the dogs in Silent Hill 1. While conceptually far less interesting than any of the ghastly creatures Silent Hill 2 has on offer, they're basically just the dogs from Resident Evil. They are terrifying because anytime you see one, it could kill you, or at the very least do some pretty serious damage. And that's if it doesn't have a buddy with it. You like accidentally run into 2 of the creepy knife children in the school? That could be a problem. 3? Fuck. Don't get me started on those crazy leaper things. The sewer monsters that crawl on the ceiling might not be a big deal. If your radio worked underground, brilliant. Like, oh...
Yeah, maybe what Rent Cavalier meant by improved combat, he meant like that it like you didn't have to do the combat.
That's what I mean. Like, it's I don't understand why people like the fact that you can avoid the game.
Yeah.
And here it's like kicking down to enemies in Silent Hill 1 was the satisfying final blow to a foe you had bested. In Silent Hill 2, it's more akin to squashing a bug, wiping an insignificant creature out of existence to make your already pleasant life just that much more comfortable. Where most horror games attempt to draw you in with an atmosphere of incredible tension where your life hangs in the balance at every turn, Silent Hill 2 seems content to allow the player to sit back and slowly stroke their beard with bemused detachment. So yeah, that's
a weird thing about the game.
let me actually pull up my I don't save here. Maybe there's Maria New Game Plus. That would be weird. Let me pull up my New Game Plus for a second here. I also last night went back and played the beginning of Silent Hill 1 just to be like, am I putting Silent Hill 1 on too much of a pedestal here?
Were you?
I don't think so. I definitely enjoyed the time I played with it. Like, in going back to replay Silent Hill 2 and 1, Silent Hill 2 definitely felt like, all right, let's just do this then. And like Silent Hill 1, I was like, yeah, like this is cool. And even just like little moments like of like surreality. Like, remember you get to the school and you go to the teacher's lounge and there's like that picture on the wall of like the creepy door and like the bodies hanging on the wall, and we were like, who would put this in a teacher's lounge? What is wrong here? And then of course, like when you go to inverted school, then you go back to that room and the door and the bodies are real. Like, you know, just like stuff like that. Great moments. So this was I restarted.
Silent Hill 2 doesn't have anything like that. Silent Hill 1 was filled with those.
Yeah. Like, again, in the school, like you find like a bathroom and you go in the bathroom, it's like, oh, there's shotgun shells. And then, okay, let's get out of this bathroom. And then you walk out of the bathroom and you're just on a different floor. And you're just like, wait, what? Like, just like moments that like throw you off, things you don't expect, like just cool stuff like that. And I just didn't feel like I got a lot of that out of Silent Hill 2, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, I know I said I replayed, I started the Silent Hill 2 over. This is my second restart because I lost my save file, like I mentioned.
Right.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I was just going to say that.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank God that this reminded me. I found out what's so fucking weird about Angela's dialogue.
What?
You know how, like, we were like, man, Angela's dialogue is, like, really weird. And people were like,
James.
no, it's supposed to be weird. And we're like, no, that's not what I mean. I don't mean weird like she's weird or there's a weird thing going on. Like, I mean, it just doesn't feel right somehow.
Mm-hmm.
There's always another way.
She was written to be a teenage girl.
Really?
Oh.
And then they just changed her to be older for, like, no reason.
But
Like, so when you look at all her dialogue,
You're the
as a
same
teenage
as
girl,
me.
it makes perfect sense. You know, like all the times when she's
easy
like,
just to
my
run.
mama. Oh, I mean my mother.
besides, is what we deserve.
That makes so much sense.
Or like here when he's like
I'm not
convincing
like
her, like, no, suicide's not the way.
yeah.
Teenage girl.
Afraid.
You know, it's like
I'm
all like
sorry.
these things that she goes through with like sort of like,
It's okay.
it's like, how do you trust anybody? Like, how do you learn to love anybody after what
Yeah.
she's been through? Like, that's a thing that a teenage girl who is abused by her father would have to deal with.
Right.
I was like wondering, it's like, why is Angela suddenly dealing with this now? She seems like she's in her like late 30s or something, or like I know the voice
She
actress
seems like
was
35, 36, something
yeah,
like that.
the voice actress is in her 40s, and it's like
How do you know
it makes so
that?
much sense when she's a teenage girl.
Just figured, because this is where you're looking for.
Maybe they thought that like
How else would
having
I
this woman be in a constant state of like arrested development would be creepy.
I honestly
And it is, but it just kind of totally took me out. Like,
Honest-
what is wrong? What?
So they mentioned that the reason I know that is because they mentioned in the documentary that I watched,
So,
and they don't give a
why did you
reason.
come
If
to
I
this
had
town
to
anyway?
guess, my immediate guess was just that since you have Laura, who's a young girl, and then you have Eddie, who's like young guy in his 20s, I think they just wanted a greater range of ages for the supporting characters.
not
Okay.
yet.
That was just my impression of it. That's my guess.
Her name's Mary. She's my wife.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Anyway, she's dead. I don't know why I think she's here.
She's dead?
This is a pretty good line.
Don't worry. I'm not crazy.
Like, not me.
At least, I don't think so.
Don't worry, I'm just in a creepy monster town looking for my dead wife.
Yep.
I've
not
gotta
crazy.
find my mama.
Should I go with you? This town's dangerous. Now I know what you meant back there in the cemetery.
I'll be okay by myself. Besides, I'd just slow you down.
What about that?
It makes way more sense as a teenage girl.
Totally, right?
Will
I mean,
you hold
maybe
it for me?
maybe the change
No
to make her
problem.
older, but then still keep all the dialogue. Maybe it was intentional to be like, yeah,
I'm
to
not sure what I
make her
might
this
do.
character that's like experiencing this weird arrested development. Maybe you're right about that. Maybe it's more intentional instead of just, yeah, like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I feel bad. Please
But like, it's not creepy or weird
It's just
in the right
confusing.
way.
It's
yeah,
just
it's just
confusing.
confusing.
And I wanted to bring up that GameSpot review.
Unless they provided more context. If they provided more context at the beginning to why she was
Yeah,
like this,
if they- yeah,
then it
if they
wouldn't have been as
expanded
confu-
upon it.
But they just like for 95% of the game, you're totally you're like, what?
Yeah. What's up? What's up, bro? What's up?
You think you got this?
Huh? Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Well, everything in this town is a reflection of your psyche made manifest, so you must be talking to me. And by me, I mean you. So you're talking to yourself. All right, I think this joke's gone on long enough.
Yep.
I wanted to read the GameSpot review, but we probably covered most of what it said. But I kind of wanted to bring up the GameSpot review because if anyone didn't watch our Silent Hill 1 playthrough or just doesn't remember, there was a moment because I was doing research for the forum post for Silent Hill 1, and I had just happened to notice that the GameSpot review for Silent Hill 2 gave it a 7.7, which is a good score.
Yeah.
But it's just not phenomenal, and
It probably has a little word underneath, and it says good.
it did have a little word, indeed, that underneath that said good.
Yep.
And, oh, okay, right, so we go to, we go to upstairs. And it just, like, the tagline said, you know, that it's a pretty good game, it's just not as good as the original. And I just remember because when we said that in one of the Silent Hill 1 episodes, you know, people, of course, came out immediately to say how crazy that was, and they don't understand how this person could think that. And so, out of curiosity, I just went and read the review, and I thought there were some, like, basically just, like, the guy kind of had the same opinion that we did. And I thought it might be interesting to read some of them just to be like, see, we're not crazy.
Yeah, and this guy had the same opinion when the game came out.
When the game came out,
It's not.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
To
Our
be
issues aren't issues. I guess they're not issues that it didn't age well, which is what I had thought. But they're just legitimate issues that normal people have with the game.
Here's the thing, though. But to be fair, like, you know, in all honesty, I checked the Metacritic rating for this game, and
Yeah.
like that review was decidedly on the lower end of the review scores.
What was
so,
the
like,
Metacritic rating? Do you remember?
Metacritic was 89.
89?
And he gave it a 77.
What was the Metacritic for Silent Hill 1?
I didn't check. Actually, we could... Actually, Metacritic probably wasn't... No, it was.
Metacritic's that old?
Yeah, Metacritic's like older than you would think. Great.
Server error.
The first thing I type in Silent Hill, the first thing that comes up is Silent Hill Revelation 3D 15.
15. Ugh.
See here. Yeah, Silent Hill 2, 89. Silent Hill 86.
So the same.
Yeah, the same. Basically. But, I mean, if you want to just, while I go around and just continue to play through it, if you want to read some of these bolded sections, the
Sure.
first one's pretty long. But...
All right. Capcom's Resident Evil series has for several years been the uncontested king of horror video games until Konami's Silent Hill came along to give it competition. While Resident Evil focused on boo-style shock, Silent Hill created an atmosphere that was not only eerie, but also often psychologically unnerving. David Lynch's film Twin Peaks combined with the look of Marilyn Manson video. The original Silent Hill delivered excellent scares and built up the players need to know the secrets behind the quiet New England town gone hellishly wrong into a fever pitch, only to provide an ending that was not only harshly anticlimactic, but also one that players would have to replay multiple times for it to make some semblance of sense.
Which, by the way, I think, pretty sure it's Pacific Northwest, not New England, but that's...
Yeah. Hopes have been high that the game's PlayStation 2 sequel would provide a more satisfying storyline on top of graphical improvements that expected from the series jump onto the next generation gaming system. It succeeds in that, in a sense, but loses some of the original game's appeal along the way. And then jumping down a little bit.
Oh, I just want to be clear, like, we're reading kind of parts of it, but I mean, he does, he's like, great sound design, the creature designs are great, the graphics are fantastic, like, I don't want to spin it like, like I don't want to act like I'm covering the things that are good about the game.
Right. The game's monsters rarely present much of a threat to you. The gameplay provides plenty of opportunities to pick up ammunition and medical kits, and the creatures almost always appear so far away that you can dispatch them before they get close enough to attack. Indoors, you must destroy them before you pass by, but outside, that's not true even.
What?
It said indoors you must destroy them for you to pass by.
Oh yeah, that's not it, yeah.
Yeah, but outside they're slow enough to just run past. Suffice it to say, the combat isn't very challenging and feels repetitive at times. And at times I would say all of the times.
Yeah.
All of those times. The few fights that vaguely resemble boss encounters are easy work for anyone who's ever played a Resident Evil game.
It's true.
The game's storyline makes much more sense in the end of the sequel than it did in the original, but unlike in that game, it never creates the pressing need to understand it in the first place. It's a disjointed narrative that will find many saying, "Oh, that's what it's all about," in the end.
Or just like, I don't mean like a... The way I read that, it's not like a question, but it's more like exactly what it was. Like, you get to the end and it's just like, oh, that's what it was all about. Like, I didn't know until the end, now I know.
Yeah. Storyline is important to this type of game, as many will come just for the progressive horror element and the possible gruesome unveiling of a horrible truth in the end, as many found in similarly themed movies. Those looking for... What? Did I just read that totally wrong?
Yeah.
Man. Storyline is important to this type of game, as many will come just for the progressive horror elements and the possible gruesome unveiling of a horrible truth in the end, as found in similarly themed movies.
It's not a great sentence.
No. Those looking for this type of thrill should know that Silent Hill 2 is creepier than the first game, but not scarier. For example, one of the monsters in the original game was a half-dog, half-man that chased you through the mist and let out a gruff bark capable of making the hair on the back of your neck stand up. Silent Hill 2's creatures may look disturbing, but you tend to destroy them because they're in your way and you're carrying a lot of ammunition, not because you're afraid of fighting for your life. Like many horror films, Silent Hill 2 starts off slowly, appearing as an attempt to build suspense, but once the action starts, it immediately levels off and focuses on puzzle solving rather than a heart-pounding fight or the heart-pounding fight or flight thriller one might expect, having weathered
the setup.
Having weathered out the setup. I don't know what that means. I feel like Bill O'Reilly. It doesn't say anything.
No, he was saying it's like he's saying that like the game starts out slow, like in the very beginning when you enter the town, and it's like you might expect it to sort of like, oh, it's starting slow and then it's going to build up, but instead it kind of it builds a little bit and then it kind of plateaus like once you get into the apartment building.
Yeah. That said, the puzzles are well done. There's a little in the way of backtracking, and the game looks and sounds great. So definitive give and take occurs. Silent Hill 2 is much prettier, somewhat smarter, but less compelling game than the original. Those who had their hopes up for the sequel, would improve upon every aspect of Silent Hill will be disappointed because it doesn't. But high expectations aside, you're still left with a sturdy game.
And that's, it's like, to me, that's like a perfect encapsulation of how I feel about the game. It's it's not a bad game, and there are definitely things that are great about it. It's just,
That's Joe Fielder, by the way.
Joe Fielder, which
Fielder.
I'm pretty sure he was like, it's not some like whatever guy. He was like one of the head guys or one of like the top reviewers at GameSpot for like a number of years.
Right.
I believe, anyways. So what happened? Oh, okay. We're gonna go fight Pyramid Head.
Yep. Anyway,
by the way, the one part of the game where I died.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, multiple times.
Yeah, like 8.
But like,
I think a point that I keep almost getting to though is that all people's theories and stuff that I was reading in the thread and people saying what they think is what, all that stuff is a million times more interesting than anything in the game was, and reading that made me forget that the game for a second. Reading that made me forget that the game was not that interesting. But instead, all of these interpretations of it are.
It's not that
it had that potential. It had the potential to be that interesting. But it just
it's that thing. It's not that there isn't anything interesting. I mean, obviously,
there's a lot of interesting stuff. It's just so vague and minimal.
It's here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna make this analogy, and I'm going to make every Silent Hill 2 fan. I'm gonna paint every Silent Hill 2 fan as a lunatic demon creature that's been possessed by an evil spirit. But
good, because that's the way I want the paint.
It was just because like I saw all these people in the thread like discussing the game, and it's like all these discussions are like totally interesting, but the part that isn't is experiencing the story or playing the game. So it's like a lot. I get suddenly this image popped in my head of run. Oh man, I got caught up on the wall.
Yep. By the way, this is the worst part of the game. It's so terrible.
In a way, it's the best part of the game because it's the one time when you have a challenge.
I guess, but it's not. It's the challenge. You're not fighting Pyramid Head. You're fighting getting stuck on the wall.
Yeah.
If the wall was a foot back,
I guess that's what it sounds like. It sounds like most people. It's like they don't.
Dude, it's a metaphor. You're fighting the town.
Yeah, I've seen that in YouTube comments. Granted, no one on Something Awful is this fucking stupid, but like they're saying like that's the whole fucking point. Like the game has to control like total shit, which like I don't even really think the game controls like shit. Like I saw.
And to be fair, you do like Killer 7.
I finished Killer 7, and I like that game, and I think it was totally worth finishing because the ending is awesome. Looking back, no idea how I finished that game. Like it. Oh, you know what? I did use a walkthrough. Never mind. Because there is so much about all the puzzles in that game are totally impenetrable. But like, it just seems like people don't really like the Resident Evil style, like controls and gameplay, which Silent Hill definitely is. And so it's just like they're just happy that it doesn't make you do it.
Right.
It's like because I played Silent Hill. I played through the Resident Evil remake with a guide one time. But other than that, Silent Hill was more or less the first of this kind of controlling style game with these super puzzly puzzles and the tank controls and all this stuff. It's just Resident Evil, and then they just made more they made the story and the world interesting. Unlike in Resident Evil,
where it's just a good game.
You want to talk about lunatics who like a story way too much? Resident Evil, holy god, no idea why anyone cares about that stuff at all.
So you're saying that the people who like the Silent Hill 2 story as much as they do are more sane.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, here's the thing. Like, from our perspective, the people gobbling up the Silent Hill story cock.
These Silent Hill 2 cock goblins.
Yeah. It's like, they seem nuts to me, and I saw them talking about, like, but that was on, like, a Silent Hill 2 forum, and those people are crazy. Like, what? Like,
Silent Hill fans
like,
are
the fucking
crazy,
the pot calling the kettle a game-loving lunatic. Nice.
He should be dead. Yeah, there we go. Oh, get away! All right, that should be it, right? You're gonna leave me now?
No, the siren has to
No
start.
way! It did though. I heard it. I heard
didn't
it.
hear it.
Get out of there!
Yeah. It's probably longer because it's hard mode.
Man, it's too bad. It's too bad no one saw me beat this guy on hard mode the first time. 'Cause I wrecked him.
Yeah.
I got off like 2 clips.
Oh, there's the alarm.
Yeah, I got off like 2 clips of shots like every time I attacked him.
Nice.
But
Although you technically do not need to be shooting him. It's just a time thing.
well, that's ridiculous. Yeah, now that I said that, I remember reading that. But why did? Remember? Oh, that was
Because the
one
shooting
time,
him slows him down.
The one time in the game we looked at a guide. It was because we're like, are we missing something? Or I wanted to confirm.
Or we looked a couple times. The one time it was even a little bit.
Oh, no. Okay, I remember. I wanted to confirm that my attacks were doing damage because it didn't seem like they were.
Yeah.
And the guide said, like, you can't kill him now, but, like, I think the guide said to attack him. I'm not sure. But now I'm thinking I remember the gunshots slow him down. Remember, he gets, like, super slow.
Yeah.
Anyways, that analogy I was going to make was seeing Silent Hill 2 fans talk about Silent Hill 2 reminds me, it's like Gollum with the One Ring, where it's like they're not really interested in playing the game. Like they don't want to wear the ring.
Yeah,
they just love
kinda
looking at how shiny it is. They're like,
Yeah,
oh, so the themes and the art and the everything. And it's like, yeah, but what about the playing the game?
Yeah, what about the
game?
part where you fall down and the ring accidentally lands around your finger? And then you sneak out of the goblin caves.
And here's Laura.
She's still the worst, right?
She kicked our key. Remember that? Don't forget that.
Yep. God, I hate her.
I mean, maybe
Why did Mary want to adopt her so bad if she was like
Was it?
this?
You're the one who stepped on my hand.
I don't know. Maybe I did.
What's a little girl like you doing here? Anyway?
Cheryl would never act like this.
Huh? Are you blind or something?
What's that letter?
None of your business. You
Oh,
didn't
but you
love
know what?
Mary anyway.
Wait,
What?
how
I
do
feel
you
like
know
they-
Mary's name?
Did we didn't really get a proper explanation for like the whole thing about like Laura remember seeing Mary like a week ago. But
Oh,
she died
yeah,
3
okay.
years ago. Is that like is
So,
Laura not real
when
also?
James, I think that it's because when James, like when James said that Mary died 3 years ago, I think that's actually just when she started getting sick. And that he had in Silent Hill's story,
That's smart.
he had only just killed her.
That's smart, yeah. And this person in the forum talking about that, like in the resurrection ending, apparently it is revealed or at least heavily hinted that Mary's body is in the trunk of his car.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So again, like
God, like,
some
you
really
got
good things.
Almost a good
Like it's like don't get me wrong. It's like there are definitely games that I like more than I probably should because it's like they have one thing. It's like that something that makes them different or unique, and it's like. Yeah, like I can totally like a game for that.
Yeah.
But at some point, it's like different and unique and interesting in concept can only take a game so far. At a certain point, like good execution has to take over, and like just the fact that the ideas behind the story are interesting. At a certain point, it doesn't make up for this cutscene.
No, you're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
No, my late wife. I can't believe it. You could be her twin. Your face, your voice, just your hair and clothes are
My
different.
name is is Maria. I don't look like a ghost, do I? See? Feel how warm I am?
You're really not Mary.
I told you. I'm Maria.
I get that she's not really a real person out in the world that you're meeting for the first time, but it's
Right.
still like,
I'm looking for Mary.
But she might as well be because that's how they present her.
that's how it's presented.
Right.
Didn't you say she
Yeah.
died?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. 3 years
Oh,
ago.
Oh, yeah.
But I got a letter from her. She says she was waiting in our
Oh, James.
place.
And
The one thing
that's
that
here.
definitely goes away in the second half of the
Haven't
game
seen
is
it.
like, sort of just like,
Is this
pleasantly
your
dumb
own
James.
Yeah.
special
Just like,
place?
oh yeah, my
Oh,
wife's
yeah.
dead. But I did get a letter though.
I did get a yeah. I'm not crazy or anything. At least I don't think so.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he didn't get the letter in the mail or something. He got the letter from the nurse, like that day
Well, there's
when
Yeah.
Mary died,
Too,
because
Right.
she said to give him the letter
on the
when she
lake.
died. Yeah, okay, that makes
I
sense.
wonder if it's still there.
The Lakeview
Would have been
Hotel.
cool if that was if figuring that part out was in the game.
So the hotel.
Yeah, like what-
Instead of just one guy going, guys, I got it. Let
It
me put
would've
this in a
been-
forum post.
It would have been so easy to make
It's
like
so
all
big.
these
I was
crazy
just
puzzles related to the story
wait.
in some way.
That way. It's
I think we
this
skipped over the maybe you hated her part.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, it's there and it's
Wait.
Coming
dumb.
with me?
You
Oh,
were
here we
gonna
go.
just leave me
No, but
with all these monsters around?
no, I just.
I'm all alone here. Everyone else is gone. I look like Mary, don't I? You loved her, right? Huh. Or
It's like
maybe
this part good. This part
you hated her.
not good.
Don't be ridiculous.
So it's okay?
Yeah, fine.
You seem pretty,
It's just kind of dumb.
yeah, it's kind of dumb. So, I guess the only thing left to talk about really is Silent Hill 3.
Yeah.
Which is like, I mean, at this point I have to play it at some point.
Right.
And so I guess whenever that, I guess we'll do a let's play of it probably. Or you know what? I might do a thing
I
where
said somebody asked if we
I
were
think
gonna do
I
it.
think we might. I think instead of saying that we're gonna do it or anything, I think we'll like do a thing where we start recording the let's play like before we say anything, so that if we don't like it, we can just stop.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you know, I like Silent Hill 1 a lot, but like the fact that Silent Hill 2 is, Silent Hill 3 is like a story sequel to the original, like it doesn't mean anything. That doesn't interest me.
No.
Because
Because especially when Sonic 4 Episode 2 was a story sequel to Sonic CD. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Nothing.
the thing is, like, I like the story in Silent Hill 1, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not... I don't need a follow-up. It's not as if, like, my problem with Silent Hill 2 is that there wasn't, like, a crazy cult and, like, a magic lady or something, you know, like... So, because the way people talk about the gameplay, like... You know, like, the whole thing about, like, oh, you can just run past the monsters, you don't have to fight them. Like, I honestly don't think Silent Hill 1 was designed that way. I think they designed it with the intent that you would fight all the monsters. And
Yeah.
and even going back, like, a lot of the times you do. Like, those bird things, sometimes, you just gotta fight those bird things.
a lot of the times you cannot run away from those
Yeah.
guys.
But, like, I honestly think in Silent Hill 2, they sort of, like, picked that up and was like, no, let's make it part of the game. You can just run past stuff. And the way people talk about how that's somehow a series staple, you know, leads me to believe that does not, like, Silent Hill 3 doesn't sound like it goes back to you have to
Oh,
play the
yeah.
game.
I
And that's kind of the
hate
part that I
bowling.
want. You know, like,
I hate
play, you
bowling. Yeah, like, what?
Okay.
Fuck this stupid game.
oh no, come on.
I'm not even gonna go in there. I know we're not gonna play. I know we're not gonna go in there to bowl, but I hate bowling. I can't even go in there. No, it's because Maria doesn't really exist, so she can't be in a scene where
There
are other
there.
people.
Oh yeah.
it's like season 1 of Scrubs with the janitor.
Oh man. Oh, if
So
you want to
what'd
talk
you do?
about like bummer
Robbery?
thing,
Murder?
if anyone
Nah.
doesn't know,
That.
the original idea in the first season of Scrubs was that the janitor who is always pestering JD and making life tough for him, the idea was supposed to be that the janitor was all in his head and like represented JD's like sort of insecurity or like his sort of whatever, like his uncertainty of being a young new doctor.
Yeah, and his fear of both success and failure.
Exactly, yeah. And then at a certain point, like season 2 or maybe it was even 3, they just figured it was like, you know, if we're going to keep this janitor character around, if we're going to find new stories for him, at some point, like, he has to interact with a character other than JD. So they decided the janitor was a real person.
Yeah.
Which I get, but it's kind of a bummer because that's such a good idea.
Yeah. Who plays him? Neil Flynn?
Oh, no idea.
I think it's Neil Flynn. That guy's great.
Some of the hot music coming at you
Yep.
well, it's gonna happen at some point. How can you just sit there and eat pizza?
Eddie? Oh.
The
Do we find Eddie in a room? I can't remember. He was in a room with a dead guy, right?
It's with a dead guy and he's throwing up, and he talks about. He's like, I didn't do it, I swear.
Is the implication that he did maybe do it?
Well,
because he's a violent criminal?
No, because wasn't the reveal of his character was that he killed a dog and shot a dude's leg off?
Yeah, but then he was like, I'm just gonna fucking kill whoever I want to kill.
Well, he killed
by
the
the
guy.
end.
Oh yeah, there's the guy in the prison. I don't know, really.
And maybe that's why he was vomiting.
You can't just kill a person because of the way that they look at you.
That's so sincere.
No, it's actually a good line.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what I was saying was I get that Maria can't be in a scene with other people because she doesn't actually exist to those people.
Yeah, but like here she was still in her like too cool for school,
Aren't you
like
gonna go after
super
her?
sexy vixen mode or something.
Yeah, and like you could find another way to introduce
just-
that, or like besides, I hate bowling.
Well, this is why the character. I mean, I understand the Maria character is complex, and it's not the most simple thing. But I don't understand. Like, I get confused where it's like, in the Maria episode, you know, it's like she is total like victim of circumstance, like person, like tragic character who has been created in this bizarre world against her will.
And then
Like,
she's on
and,
the
you know-
verge of suicide right before she meets James.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
and-
she sees James, and then all of a sudden she's like this.
Yeah,
thing.
like I just want to see another human, and then like now she's here, and of course it makes sense because that's the whole point is that it's James, you know, like it's what James wants in a woman, I guess. So that's why she's acting that way. But it's like it just creates this really weird narrative dissonance where it's like, so what is like like in these scenes here, like is she like acting against her will? Like it's like James's
is
control
James's
over
will?
reality
Yeah.
here, like causing her to do these things, but in her head
went through
she's
that.
kind of like she doesn't want to do that, or
or she's putting on some weird act.
or she's like, or it doesn't even go that far, and
Is
maybe
there
just
any other
sometimes
way?
she just
Yeah,
changes, or it's like,
or it's in service of you kind of not knowing what she's all about at the beginning. Just totally written different.
it's confusing.
It's no
It's-
good. It's locked.
It's not confusing because confusing implies that there's an answer. It's just poorly done.
Yeah. Getting back to the Silent Hill 3 thing, I mean, like a lot of stuff I liked about Silent Hill 1 was like the parts where you're just like let loose in the town, and you just have to go around and explore and that kind of stuff. I mean, you know, there was
That
like,
part was very frustrating.
there
also,
was the finding the key thing, which was not the hottest jam ever.
but also that was right at the beginning.
Yeah, but you know, there was great parts. You know, we crossed the bridge and it was like, oh wow, there's like a whole new city here. Like it really did let you loose, and this one feels pretty narrow and like.
I missed the parts where like shit would change between regular and inverted world.
Like the thing was, a lot of that stuff in Silent Hill 1 wasn't the best. it was really interesting, and so that was kind of my hope. Like, my hope was
That they would capitalize on that stuff.
yeah, that they would perfect that, and they would really like nail down the stuff that was great about Silent Hill 1
Yeah.
in
It's-
2, but it just seems not.
There's a lot of Silent Hill 2, or I guess Silent Hill in general. There's a lot of Silent Hill lore attached to like the puzzles and the stuff you find. And if that stuff, instead of exploring like the weird tertiary stuff about the game, explored the characters and the relationships between the characters and the main story,
Yeah, there
it would
you
be
go.
a much more like credible and cohesive storyline and a
Yeah.
much more interesting storyline. And it doesn't have to do that. You wouldn't have to give it away. It could still be vague and mysterious. It would just also be followable.
Yeah, or like someone said, oh, I don't want a Silent Hill game that explains everything, right? But like at the
Over there!
end of Silent Hill 2, I kind of feel like it explained a lot.
It explained
right?
it explained everything.
Yeah.
It explained all the stuff. And again, there's tertiary stuff that it didn't explain that leaves people
I mean,
but it's all symbolic stuff.
do we need to explain what showing and not telling means? Do people get confused when we say that?
Yeah, guys, show, don't tell.
Like,
and also don't show and tell, because that's just weird.
so like, it's kind of like it's like a filmmaking term, right? Or like a
Yeah.
film writing term. It's like, it's when you don't want characters to just say things. You don't want to just have a 5-minute text scroll at the end of the game. Or like, you don't want Harry to just be like, or sorry, James. Wow, that was,
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened, but you don't want him to just be like, I killed you because I hated you. Or like, I did it to put you out of your misery, but no, actually, it's not true. I actually did hate you. It's like, you want to like show scenes where it's like that stuff comes through in the way that James acts or the way that James talks about Mary.
Right, yeah.
Or,
Like,
or
they had
see a real scene of him interacting with Mary, and you realize like, oh, this is what their relationship was actually like.
Or not showing him killing her, but showing something that implies that that's what happened, instead of
Well, they
a
did-
garbled mess of a video that you can't see what's happening.
then he says, "I killed
And then
her."
he says, "I killed her."
Yeah.
Or like mixing up. Did you see that thing somebody posted where there was in some radio message from Mary, like where you couldn't really understand anything? Hidden in there is her saying, "Why'd you kill me?"
Oh.
Like, but you can't tell the first time until somebody tells you, "Hey, if you listen to it and think of the words "Why'd you kill me," you can hear her saying, "Why'd you kill me?"
right.
But like without that knowledge beforehand, you're not going to see that. And it's
Or-
interesting after the fact, in a weird like Paul is dead Beatles sort of way, but not while you're playing the game. It doesn't do anything to serve anything.
Yeah. And like, a good example is like people were kind of unhappy with the way that we sort of disregarded the
Letter.
the writing that's strewn about the hospital.
Oh, okay.
But like I think I read this somewhere or something, but like, you remember the cat diary?
Yeah.
We read the thing of the roof of the hospital and we're like, this is a cat, which was still a good joke, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Thank
But
you. Was that my joke?
That was my joke.
Okay, I don't remember.
It was like, it was something that was like, I spent the whole day staring out the window and I was like, is this written by a cat?
Oh, yeah, that
And then
was great.
and then we forward the dialogue and it was like, wasn't allowed to go outside today. It's like,
Yeah, that was a good
that
joke.
was pretty good.
Yeah.
But apparently that was like something that Mary wrote while she was in the hospital. But it's like, but the thing is, you can't, like, that can't be interesting because at this point in the game, you don't even know that the game is about, or the story is partially about Mary and being in the hospital
Yeah,
and
at
being
that point,
ill.
do you even know that she was ill at all?
Yes, you
I mean,
know
or that she was in the hospital.
you know she died of an illness, but that's the most they ever say.
Yeah.
And then, so now when you look back, you can go, oh, right, like Mary was in the hospital for a long time. You go to a hospital, like these things are written by Mary. But at the time, you just think it's about James.
Is Mary illiterate? Because those
I think those were
a garbled mess.
I think those were different. I'm not sure.
Maybe those were Laura.
Again, like this is what we mean when we say the game doesn't tell you what the story's about.
Right.
Is that like it's kind of like I'm reading these things and
yeah.
I'm like, I can tell that this is somehow important, but the game hasn't hinted
It is
in
not,
what way it is.
There's no telegraphing of anything, and that's like still like
And telegraphing is usually like a negative term.
No, it's like it's like a sliding scale where you can have too much telegraph,
Definitely.
like in a like a thriller where you're trying to figure out who the victim is, and like a Law and Order show will immediately make it apparent who the actual victim is without any attempt to like have a red herring or anything. Like, that's too much telegraphing. But telegraphing is necessary for you to even follow a story, and this game has basically none of it.
The one thing I feel like this game is that is telegraphed from a mile away in this game, but not intentionally, is the fact that James killed Mary.
Yeah.
I just kind of feel like you're just watching it and you're like, well, what else could it possibly be? Am I wrong?
I don't know at what point I would have figured it out if not for you having told me pretty early on.
Oh, well, I didn't know and tell, but I guessed.
Well, you guessed, and then you guessed in a way where it made it sound like you knew that was what's happened.
Oh, really?
Happened. Yeah.
Well, it just kind of seemed, it was like, well, like if his wife is dead, and the story is like a mystery about his dead wife, it's like, what could it be? He killed his wife. Like, what else was it gonna be?
Well, the game wanted you to think that she wasn't dead.
I don't.
For most of the game.
That's the thing.
I didn't buy that for a second.
Now that we're here at the beginning of or the first half of the game and talking about it, like, I don't think it ever, or I don't even know, did the game actually believe that you might think that, or
I think
are you
it did,
just
yeah.
supposed to be sitting there going, oh, look at this crazy guy who thinks his wife is alive? Like, I have no idea I don't know what the game wants me to think.
Yeah, and it should be clear what the game wants you to believe, whether that's what you actually believe or not.
Right.
You should be able to tell, like, oh, the game wants me to think that guy's the killer,
Right.
but it's actually this guy.
There should at least be a baseline of, like, this is what the player is going to think right now.
Yeah.
Whether or not is true is up to the creator.
Basically, this game is unsynopsisable. Like, you can't.
Yeah,
there's
like,
no baseline of knowledge because you can't. Like, the game doesn't tell you what you're supposed to. This game would benefit from two things: a Star Wars text scroll, and at the end, actually, it might not benefit from. This is half a joke.
Silent Hill, Washington.
At the
3
end,
years since the Battle of Mary's death.
A KOTOR-style run-through of all the times where it hinted that you killed Mary.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Am I going to get fucked up by these guys?
Are you playing on hard?
Yeah, I am playing on hard. So you see how, like, the nurses are just, like, hacking away at me?
Yeah,
like,
usually they would wait, like, 10 or 12 seconds before
Yeah,
they
this is a total hard mode thing, is that all the enemies attack you way more often. Which, like...
Is it too hard?
I mean, I haven't played it. Like, here in the nurses stuff, there's these enemies that do these melee attacks. This kind of makes sense to me. But, for example, like, the lying figures that just spray you with their crazy gas...
Do they just, like,
thing?
non-stop vomit?
Yeah, it's just, like, it just makes it the most annoying thing in the world. It probably works a lot better with the nurses. But, yeah, I mean... It sure sounds like we hate this game, don't we?
But we don't, right?
It's just
garbage.
I can't help but just...
I do kind of like this game.
Yeah, that's the thing. I want to like it is the thing.
I wanted to like it. I don't want to like it anymore.
The thing is,
now I want to hate it, but I don't.
Here's the way I would put it is, like, it doesn't confuse me at all why people would like Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, they're just wrong.
What confuses me is A, why they like it so much, and
right.
B, why they don't understand why a person might not like it that much.
Yeah, there was a dude on YouTube that was like, I've heard you guys talk about why you don't like it, but I still don't get why you don't like it. Well, then you weren't fucking listening to what we were saying, because we made it totally clear.
Well, who knows? I don't know. I thought my Bioshock analogy was pretty hot.
Yeah. But although Bioshock is a better game.
Again, though, newer.
It's like...
Though, I mean, I would say the story elements of Silent Hill 2 are at least the ideas behind the story elements are better than BioShock. I mean, like, BioShock has that cool reveal. You're like, oh, it's, this thing I don't want to give away. But, everyone who plays BioShock knows what you're talking about. Like, that part's super cool, but, like, the rest of the story of BioShock is kind of like, eh.
Yeah, think of, okay.
Same thing. It's, like, cool themes, with, like, Andrew Ryan is definitely an interesting character. Like, the reasons that he builds Rapture, and then, him becoming, like, this power-hungry monster, doesn't want to accept that Rapture has failed.
Right.
All that stuff is interesting, but
yeah. But think of it, it's kind of like a high school English class where you read a book that you don't like, and then you talk the themes to death.
Ow. What's wrong?
And it's like you might think that there are really interesting themes in the book, but if you didn't enjoy reading the book, it doesn't make it a positive experience. Just that there was some cool symbolism behind it.
Yeah. It's kind of, it's like I feel the exact same way. It's like it's like there's definitely all these parts of the game's story that I can sit back and think about and go, like, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Like, that was like a cool idea. Like that, like I liked that part, and like this idea was interesting, but like certainly doesn't make me want to play the game anymore. Like I want to get the God ending thing just to see like what is that all about. But
and I understand the way people feel about this game. Because it's...
Oh, shit. Did I not get the Chrism? Wait, Chrism? Oh, I didn't get the Book of Memories. Fuck!
Did you...
Can I go...
Can you not go back?
Probably not.
Oh, well.
Oh, man. Dude. Well, what's this bloody thing? What? Oh, okay.
Like, I understand the
what
way...
What are these things? Hold on.
Okay.
Wait. What is this? You see what I'm looking at? This right here?
Yeah, it's just a thing.
But...
It's just a Silent Hill thing.
No, but it looks...
He's not looking at it.
It looks weird, and it's unfamiliar to me, but I also feel like I saw one...
It looks like a cross.
Oh, I saw one in the Maria episode. Okay, never mind. It's not a New Game Plus thing. But, okay, so have we gotten... We made peace with Silent Hill 2?
I don't know. I don't think we ever will.
For me, it's definitely a case of when, like in Game of the Year awards where they give out like most disappointing game of the year, and it's like you have to be like really like
it doesn't have to be a bad game for it to be disappointing.
Most disappointing is not synonymous with worst.
Right.
It is a different thing.
Yeah, it is the difference
has to do
between the difference in relation to like what you were expecting. Yeah, hopes and expectations.
Yeah.
Or no, like expectations and reality.
Or I mean the difference between hopes and expectations and reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that concludes our look at Silent Hill 2. Sorry if you don't like our opinion of this game.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah,
get a better opinion on this game.
You're so harsh, Keith. You're so bad.
I also, another thing that kind of plagued this Let's Play for me was like, I mean, and this happens with everything that we've ever done.
You know what?
But people saying like, I can't believe that like they don't know about this or didn't do that or it took them this long to do that. So, yeah, you've played this game 4 times.
Okay, you know what? Great thing to bring up. Sorry. Maria, move it. It was like.
By the way, this is more action than all the rest of the game put together.
On normal.
Yeah.
These guys sure take some hits. Ladies. These madams.
Dead.
Oh man.
All right, finish your thought.
Was like or I think it was even Courtney. Courtney was like, "Oh, I don't want to say that she said you just don't like the game because you're bad at it, because that doesn't seem like a thing that she would have said. But it was one of those things where she's just like, "Oh, and you're bad at Silent Hill." It was like, "No, we're not."
Yeah, we're not
bad at Silent Hill. Like there was the one time where like that coin puzzle tripped us up for like 20 minutes, even though like we got the solution like immediately, but we
just like couldn't get the
riddle. There was one part of the riddle that just wasn't quite clear, and then it just once what we thought was the solution didn't work, and that just kind of devolved into, I don't know, fuck it, try everything.
Yeah.
Like that was one thing, but like fuck, like I said, only died at Pyramid Head.
Yeah.
Like nothing else in the game tripped us up the way the coin puzzle did.
Didn't spend like somebody For whatever reason, our save file at some point said like 16 hours, and some guy was like, 60, you guys spent this long on this thing? It's only like an 8-hour game, and we finished in like 8.5 hours or something?
10 hours, 8 seconds.
10 hours, 10 hours, 8 seconds?
That was the guy's mistake because it showed a 24-hour clock, and and it was from 10 o'clock, so it said 22.
Okay.
And it was like, what, 22 hours? Really? Wow. But it was, like...
James, honey, did
I-
something happen to you?
This was a thing
After
that
we
came
got
up in the Silent
separated
Hill
in that
1
long hallway?
Let's Play as well, and I can't tell if it's something specific to Silent Hill and people that
confusing me with
like or at least
someone
have played Silent Hill, or if this just wasn't an issue with Sonic somehow. But like,
You were always
Like-
so forgetful.
yeah,
Remember
of
that
course,
time in a
like
hotel?
the game is like sorry, what am I saying? Like this is what it looks like when a person plays a survival horror adventure game for the first time.
Yeah.
Like you have to think about the puzzles.
It's like-
and sometimes you have to fight the monsters because you can't just run past them because you don't know where you're running.
And you just got to remember that sometimes you've been jaded by your 4th playthrough. Like, you got to...
yeah, like the thing was, I got to what am I even
Like,
saying?
if I...
I got to the hospital here in about an hour or so, whereas like the first time it took us like 4 hours or something. Like it took us a really long time the first time. It was like, of course, because once you know what to do in Silent Hill, you can just jam.
you just totally do. You can just go to that place. You can ignore all the doors you know are locked. Like, don't check that door because it's locked. You know it's locked. And it's...
But I don't. That's not. Like I don't
If
want to.
I
I don't
watch-
want to sound like I'm on like some crusade to defend our Silent Hill playing because that's just a thing that everyone says about every Let's Play. They're always just like, "You're bad at this game."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay, dude.
Yeah. Like, if I've played... The game I've played the most is KOTOR. If I was watching someone, and I never ever would, if I was watching a KOTOR Let's Play, and it was a blind run through, and they didn't know that in order to get like the Sith armor to go to the Taurus underworld, they had to talk to the girl in the bar and go to her party and wait for everybody to pass out from drinking too much, and then steal her armor.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they didn't know about
Oh.
that, and they were just wandering around the city and be like, "These fucking idiots! Like, all you gotta do is go to the bar, talk to that one girl, go to her party on the map, and then wait for her to pass out, then steal her Sith armor." God, idiots!
Yeah,
Like-
I think I talked about this one time. When I watched Dan Reichert on Game Informer Replay when they were doing their super replay of Half-Life, which was just a Let's Play, and he was playing Half-Life. He had never played it before. Suddenly it was like, I had this moment where I was like, oh no, I finally understand people that complain about us not being great at the game because he's terrible at this game and it's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
But then like, I just kept watching for like another episode and I totally turned around and was like, no, you know what? It's awesome to be able to watch a person play Half-Life for the first time in real time and to like watch him like get confused at the parts of that game that are unnecessarily confusing. But then like, suddenly it's like light bulb and he realizes what the solution to the problem is. And it's like, that's a cool experience. And that's kind of the idea behind these videos is like, it's like, this is what it looks like when a person plays Silent Hill for the first time.
Right.
Oh, or another thing was, I talked about this once too, where it's like, that experience when you're playing a game and you're like really into it and you're just engaged in the game and it's like, you like, look at the clock, it's 3:30, look at the clock, it's 4:30. Fuck, where did that hour go?
Yep.
It's like, so to you, it's like that hour's gone. It's out the window. You didn't even notice it went by.
Right.
But in a Let's Play, that's 2 episodes. Like it is laid out in excruciating detail in real time. Like there is no time flying when you're having fun in a Let's Play.
Right.
And that's why it seems like we take so long to do everything. Mm-hmm. At least that's how I feel. Maybe people are just like, no, you just suck. Maybe there are all these blind runs of Silent Hill out there that
they
make
just
us
nail
look.
everything. They get everything right.
Maybe they just make us look really super bad, and we're just the worst.
I don't know. I don't think.
But I doubt it.
Are there many blind runs of Silent Hill out there?
I don't think so. No.
Because we're fucking innovators. We
God.
innovate.
So, but yeah, thanks for watching. Like, again, it's like, I'm honestly like,
Thanks for watching. Sorry for yelling at you for an hour.
yeah, like, it's the thing. It's like, I genuinely feel bad because, like, people really like I would like nothing more than to totally love this game.
Yeah.
It's too, yeah, I don't know. Like, sorry. Silent Hill 1.
We'll do Silent Hill 3 eventually.
Eventually.
We've got a bunch of
happen.
other stuff.
But yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff
Like,
lined
the
up
only
to
reason-
come out soon. So tomorrow, like this should be whenever you're watching this now. Tomorrow, the day after now, we should be starting
8 new things.
We're starting a Let's Play Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 2.
Yeah.
Finally, what you've all been waiting for.
Yeah.
The world had bated breath,
I wasn't waiting.
but that's going to happen. So look for that tomorrow.
Yep.
And, we're other stuff in the future.
Yep. Finishing Binary Domain.
Thank you for tolerating us not totally loving this game that is near and dear to your heart.
I saw a lot of people agree. I forgot to mention, I saw a lot of people agreeing with us, too.
That's, you know what, you're right. Maybe we are too much acting like it's us against the world on this
Yeah,
one.
I bet the people that are really into this game are much more ready to come out and defend it than the people who totally agree with everything.
We're just like,
saying.
yeah, the game sucks.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Yeah, it's whatever. But what was it? Here's a thought. We talk about like
Just one?
Maybe this is the last one, guys, for real.
Yeah.
Is it possible we talk about like, oh, maybe you just had to be there in 2001? Is it possible maybe you had to be like a kid? Like, are all the people that love this game, were they kids when they played it? Like, because remember my friend Jared, he played Silent Hill.
I'm like pretty sure that Niggeroth is like 65.
Yeah, I don't know about him. He seems kind of old and surly. No, but like I was saying, like my friend Jared played Silent Hill 2 when he was 11. Like I read another negative review for Silent Hill 2 that was more negative than I thought was necessary. He gave it like a 6.1 out of 10 or something. But like one of the comments was like, "Not scary? Are you kidding me? Like this game traumatized me when I played it." It was like,
Yeah.
Did
were
you play?
Were you 8?
Were you 12 or
Did you have to like sneak it from your older brother?
Yeah, like honestly though, like my friend Jared playing it when he's 11. Man, what is an 11-year-old kid doing playing Silent Hill 2, man? Like,
yeah,
what?
this would scare the shit out of me if I was 11.
Yeah. Oh, but
Like
you know,
when I was 11, a Goosebumps movie about vampires scared the shit out of me.
when you were 18, Silent Hill Shattered Memories scared the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, guys?
What?
Lay off Silent Hill Shattered Memories.
Yeah.
It's like a different game, but it's okay. Like, you know what? People talk about the atmosphere in this game, and the art design is great and stuff, but like, never scared by it. You have to give Shattered Memories this much. Like, the fact that there are somehow parts of that game that you 100% know for a fact because of how the game is, like, mechanically structured, that you are not in any danger at all.
Yeah.
But, like, that it's still super creepy, and, like, you're kind of on edge, and, like, that's kind of impressive that they actually managed to do that. Because, I don't know.
Yeah, I should actually go and play that game.
The downside of it is that you can't play it more than once, really. Like it's kind of one of those, like I don't think the story is probably anything like Dear Esther, but the it's like in that Dear Esther is just about walking around and seeing shit. It's the same thing. Like Shattered Memories is really just about walking around and seeing some shit. So after you've seen that shit, like replaying it like does not do anything for you, really. I recently replayed about the first half of it. And granted, I played through half of it in one sitting. Like,
right.
I was still, like, it still interested me, but I never went back to it again.
Yeah, I should finish it.
That's pretty cool.
I only played like 2 or 3 hours.
I saw one guy...
Probably closer to 2.
I saw one guy in the thread who was like, hey, I like Shattered Memories. Me too, that guy.
Yeah.
Me too.
Him too. I liked it, what I played, and then I stopped because I had to run from stuff, and I was like, I don't like this.
The running parts are not great, but they're not as bad as people want to make them out to be.
I didn't stop because I thought they were bad. I stopped because I didn't want to be running from something.
Oh, like
for fear of it.
Oh, I see.
For fear of it catching me, I would not run.
It's freaky.
Yeah.
Silent Hill 2.
Yep. Not freaky.
Not that freaky.
Not that freaky. Great atmosphere.
Man.
But then they didn't capitalize on it at all.
Didn't really do anything with Pyramid Head.
No. Man, what a bummer that was. Like, the first few times I saw Pyramid Head, I was like,
fucking Pyramid Head's so cool.
Pyramid Head, he's cool. He's, like, freaky and scary, and he can totally wreck you. And then, it's like, fucking whatever. Whatever, Pyramid Head. You're just a nuisance at this point. Like I was afraid of Pyramid Head at the beginning for fear of what for fear of what he would become in the game, and then they didn't
he didn't really,
I was afraid of his potential, and then he didn't have any.
He didn't become very much.
Yeah.
Did he?
No.
Yeah. And there was the second Pyramid Head.
Pyramid Head, what hath become of you?
Yeah, and then there was the part where, like, I think Courtney said,
Courtney says a lot of stuff.
She said that James is Pyramid Head, which, I mean, Pyramid Head is, it's definitely like a manifestation of inner thoughts of James.
Yeah.
But I thought that when you get like the great knife, that like I say, like I thought it was that it wasn't just that. This was actually after we finished the game, so I was like looking back on it, was like, oh, it wasn't that. It wasn't that we found his knife or that he left it behind or whatever. It's like we became Pyramid Head.
Yeah.
But apparently the story of the game is just that, like, I thought it was that we were actually Pyramid Head with the great knife, and that those other two Pyramid Heads with the spears were like other Pyramid Heads.
Subheads.
They were subheads. They were like, because they had that picture in the prison where it had the two Pyramid Heads with the spears in the thing. So I thought that was like they're like the ancient like executioner of Silent Hill Pyramid Head, but James is actually like guy with the great knife Pyramid Head, and they're like coming to bring him to justice. But apparently no, it was just one was the first Pyramid Head and the other was a new Pyramid Head.
Yep.
I guess. I don't. At a certain point, it explains so little, you can just make up whatever you want. You know what? That's a better idea in my own head. He is Pyramid Head. Fuck it.
Yeah, I like that. That's what I said when you first picked it up. I'm like, you are Pyramid Head.
That's what I said.
No, I said it. I think we
probably both said it. We're
probably
very
both
smart.
said it. Yeah. Highly intelligent. Great game.